All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. It's your brother Abadia. I'm pretty much going to go into how China is pretty much going to be the catalyst of what's going to really pop off World War III between America and China. But pretty much the so-called white man and woman and child today, they are known as the Edomites according to the Bible, the biblical Edomites, descendants from Esau. The so-called Chinese people today, they are descendants from Moab, all right, which was Lot's eldest son, who were produced by his daughters. All right, I just had to give you that background. Remember that? Understand that. Which is why they have the features they have today. Father impregnated his daughter. But love the story. So without further ado, I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praises to the Most High, Yahawah, and his only begotten Son, YAHAWASHI. Double honor to my elders at Great Millstone, talking the truth. Singing honor to the elect. Peace and blessings to the 1/3, and to the confusion of faces in the 4 corners of the earth. Shalom. This is Psalms 60 and 8. Moab, China, is my washpot over Edom, so-called white man, but Babylon is America today. Babylon, the mystery whore Babylon, forgive me. Over Edom, when I cast out my shoe, Philistia, this is talking about our land. Over there in Israel right now. It's the reason why this skirmishes is happening. Triumph thou because of me. So, prime example. So, as you can tell, there's a war going on in Israel, the land of Israel, against the Palestinians. So you can actually you can really say the land was really called, the land of Canaan can also be called Philistine. That's why the word Philistine is right here in this verse. Well, like today it's called Palestine, right? Like modern day Iran is also ancient Persia. But I digress. So what I mean by Moab is the Lord's washpot. China is going to be the nation that's going to really stir up things in America to get them popping off. One thing you have to remember, and this is going to link into Venezuela and China, because Russia, China, and Iran have stakes in Venezuelan oil, right? China, Russia, and Iran have stakes in Venezuelan oil. So that's why I'm correlating China, who was Moab in the Bible, with America, which the so-called white man, woman, and child, they control America, but they are also known as Edomites or Esau in the Bible. All right. So I'm gonna read this verse again, Psalm 60 and 8. What was it? Moab is my washpot over Edom, while I cast out my shoe. Philistia, triumph thou because of me. All right. And that's an irony. If you look at, because I'm reading the 1611 King James Version Bible, the side note said that's irony. All right. So let's go to this video. And in this video, yeah, you're gonna, in this video, I have like maybe 4 inserts that you, hold on. Can you see me? I had a split screen real quick. I gotta do something. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. All right, good. So right now, I'm gonna play a I'm gonna play a little bit of this video. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 inserts. And this is not gonna be a long video. I just went live to make it quicker, just to get it done and everything. So starting at the 124 mark, I'm on my phone, y'all. My phone be spazzing out because my screen is pretty bad right now. I'm gonna actually get another phone soon, but I had this phone since 2022. So I apologize for the graphics, but I would like for y'all to hear this. What this man has to say is very profound. All right.
Working on a path that could fundamentally reshape the global order.
This is an insane plan.
Senator Chris Murphy, who spoke candidly after a classified briefing on Venezuela, the United States is embarking on a path that could fundamentally reshape the global order.
This is an insane plan. They are talking about stealing the Venezuelan oil at gunpoint. for a period of time undefined as leverage to micromanage the country. The scope and insanity of that plan is absolutely stunning. So we learned a lot of that. We had the briefing, but this is going to be a very, very rough ride for the United States.
Please forgive me. I don't know. I forgot exactly who he said the individual was. Let me go back to the beginning of that little.
Embarking on a path that could fundamentally reshape. Whoa, but this moment is different. According to Senator Chris Murphy, who spoke candidly after a classified briefing on Venezuela, the United States is embarking.
So there was a senator that was there on a classified briefing of what's happening in Venezuela. He pretty much said they're still in Venezuela oil as a leverage to micromanage the country. And he pretty much saying that's a bad idea. It's a terrible idea. And you know what that also reminds me of? It reminds me of Habakkuk 2. This is the Bible, y'all. I'm going straight to the Bible. This is biblical prophecy that's happening today. And shalom to whoever is on right now. I can't see you because I got the split screen. Hold on, let me see if I can do something real quick. I might be able to. All right, very good. So going back, I'm going to the book of Habakkuk chapter 2 because they stole Venezuela's oil, right? They stole it. They didn't go in there, you know, sit down at a table, have some water, some peanuts, and, you know, discuss matters. No, they went over there and took it. At first, they said it was about drugs. They can care less. The biggest drug dealers in the world is America, right? Or wrong. So this is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up, it is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. Esau lift himself up. Remember the Lord spoke about the pompous of Esau in Isaiah? Yeah, you're so pompous. Because even the CNN and Fox News Network, they're like, yeah, no one's gonna come against our military. Russia, China. They even calling out the dictators, countries and everything. Oh, they wouldn't dare touch us. That's why the Lord said it already. Pride go up before destruction. America's built on pride, but pride wasn't made for man. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. They also, because he transgresseth by wine, that wine is Esau's philosophy, or his his policies, his foreign policies. It's also his philosophy. We're talking about foreign policies, his wine. He is a proud man. Esau is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home. Esau's everywhere. They have over 170 something, if I'm not mistaken, 180 something military bases globally. China only has one outside of his country, if I'm not mistaken. One. Let that sink in. Who enlargeth his desire is hell. Everywhere you go, you bring hell and death. Hell, the word hell in the Bible, it goes back to the grave or Hades, which is the underworld. Everywhere you go, you just leave that place as a desert. I forgot it. It's so much information out here in this world. If you think about it, look at Libya and the Sudan before America pretty much said, oh, they were using weapons of mass destruction and chemical warfare against the people, inhumane. Those states lived Gamar Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein, they were literally murdered, executed live globally on TV and the internet. Why? Because they didn't want to. You want to know why that happened? Because they said we're no longer going to trade in a dollar. We're going to use gold. It took them off the face of the earth. That's what happened. So everywhere they go, they bring nothing but death. Continuing. And who enlargeth his desire as hell, it is as death. It cannot be satisfied. They're not satisfied. Henry Kissinger in the 1970s went to Saudi Arabia and said, listen, if you want to sell your own oil, you got to use our dollar. That's like me having a block and you selling product. Any product you sell on your block, on my block, I want 50%. But technically, it's your block. But I'm telling you, you got to pay me to sell product on your own block. That's what America's doing to that's what America did to Saudi Arabia for over 50 years. Now, what is it? June or July? I gotta get that date. June and July, but I know the year is 2024. June and July 2024, what happened? Saudi Arabia never re-signed the petrodollar deal, indicating they can sell their oil using any currency, any collateral. Here it is, beginning of 2026, America goes and steals Venezuela's oil. I'm going to tell you how China's going to be involved in this, because remember, China, Russia, and Iran all have stakes in Venezuelan oil. Okay. But gather unto him all nations. I just told you what Henry Kissinger did. And also America is the world's Walmart. Because you go inside a Walmart here in America, what is it going to say? Made in China, made in Indonesia, imported from Ecuador, yada, yada, yada. If something made in America, what is it going to have? A big ass flag on it with this big ass eagle saying proudly made in America with the damn box screaming, ah, from the eagle. Yeah, that's how you know if it was made in America. So America's one big Walmart, right? So let's get back to this gentleman speaking. Yeah, I told y'all my phone is out. It's pretty much whack right now. My phone's like must have took some shrooms. My screen is psychedelic, so we're not here for the audio. I'm sorry, we're not here for the visual, here for the audio. So let's get right into it. I'm going to the 310 mark, and I'm also going to leave the link of this video in the description box for you to look at for yourself. So, all the folly I watch.
What would really happen if you did?
All the folly I watch. When I want to do the work of the Lord, now I have problems.
I know that sounds counterintuitive on the surface.
Lord have mercy. All right, so I'm going to the 310 mark.
Understand this dynamic, and that's precisely why it's positioned to benefit most from America's overreach. Next week, Canada's Prime Minister will fly to China for a meeting with Beijing to specifically reduce Canada's economic reliance on the United States.
Let that sink in. Canada's going to go to Beijing. Canada Prime Minister is going to go to Beijing to speak on how they can not be dependent economically on America anymore. This is how China's getting involved. Think about the world stage. All right, think about America right now in the news. Oh, we took the world. You know what? We think about going for Greenland. We're gonna go for Iran. We're gonna go for Cuba. We're going for everybody. Don't forget, Denmark actually owns Greenland, and Denmark also gave their troops instructions to shoot on sight. See, they ain't like Venezuela. They actually got some, they got some weaponry over there, right? So understand that. America, what they have done, you've driven not only the other nations outside of the EU and the NATO closer to the BRICS and, China, Russia, and Brazil, and India, and South Africa, you also had some of your allies push towards them. Canada is China's longest and most trusted ally. Now they going to them saying, man, we tired of this bullshit. You know what? You know what Canada said? Canada said, the hell with the NAFTA. We don't give a damn about the North Atlantic something treaty. I forgot what the F stand for. They done with it, man. So the beast, what it says, the beast shall hate the whore. The whore that rises upon the beast in the book of Revelation, the whore is America. The mystery whore of Babylon is America. The beast, the 7 heads go back to EU. The 10 horns go back to NATO. They're gonna start hating America. People act like the Brexit didn't happen. People act like the Brexit didn't happen. Did not Britain and Greece also leave the EU bloc? Come on, y'all. We've already seen the tumbling. It's like Jenga. Okay. So now let's get to like I said, I'm not gonna make this long. Let's get to the section in this video where people make it seem like America took Venezuela oil. Slack it. Venezuela oil that undermines, that undercuts China, Iran, and Russia. Well, let's just speak about China right now. I got some information right here for you. Okay. Hey, go ahead, back.
The owner of Blaze, a conservative media company, who shares his theory on why Trump's moves are so good for the United States. China needs the oil. Well, 60 to 90% of all of the exports from Venezuela now not going to China. How is China going to be able to power all of their electricity needs? How are they going to do that if they don't get oil from Venezuela? So how exactly is China supposed to power its growing electricity needs? Well, if you actually look at the data, China doesn't have a power problem at all. In fact, China has been steadily increasing its electricity output for the past 25 consecutive years, becoming the largest producer of renewable energy in the world, while U.S. electricity growth has largely stagnated. With the explosion of AI and the massive increase in electricity demand that comes with it, I'm honestly far more concerned about whether the United States can keep up, not China. Just consider this. In the first half of 2025 alone, China added more than twice as much solar capacity as the rest of the world combined. That's not a...
Think about that, y'all. The first half of 2025 alone, China has installed more solar than the rest of the world combined. And it's 2 times over that. China is 80% energy independent. And he's going to go on to say it, but I'm going to just say it right now. The 20% China does import, only 2% comes from Venezuela. Let that sink in, y'all. So the propaganda in the West, in America, is we got Venezuela oil. Oh, this is gonna crumble. This is gonna cripple China. This is gonna cripple Russia and Iran. Yada yada yada. I just told you that since 2020. I'm sorry. I just told you that China is 80% independent of its own energy, and that in the first half of 2025, which is last year, they've installed twice as many solars as the rest of the world combined. They ain't worrying about no energy. Who worrying about energy? America. Y'all act like Biden administration didn't sabotage the Nord Stream 2 pipeline between Germany and Russia. Don't forget, Germany is also America's ally. This goes back to the beast hating the whore. And the whore, the mystery whore of Babylon, is America. Riding on the beast, the 7 heads is the EU, and the 10 horns is NATO. America always been riding on their ass, man. And they getting sick and tired of it. Like I said, Canada Prime Minister visited Beijing so that they could discontinue from economically relying on the United States, y'all. Yo, America's finna be out here on the island by itself like Daryl Reeves, for those who know football. Yeah, America's through. Losing allies quickly. Now I have another portion of this video I'm gonna get into, and I'm gonna close out. Like I said, I didn't want to make this long, but I want to show you how China's going to start World War III. Because remember when they had the tariff wars? Trump said we're going to put 15% tariff. China said, all right, we'll put 15. Trump said 25. China said, we'll do 25. And China said 35. China said, okay, we're going to do 35. And then they stopped that tiff attack, that pissing contest. Because Trump know damn well, man, America economically can't go against China. Right? Remember that? So now they're trying to use this also as a rebound. No, man. No. So also you got to understand America's trying to gear up for war too. What is it? At 8:26. Let me go to this marker real quick. America is trying to beef up their military. That's what Trump's doing. Pay attention.
This is what an authoritarian regime run by oligarchs looks like. Venezuela was a gift to the U.S. stock market and a coordinated stimulus operation. Just look at how every major U.S. oil stock immediately surged in trading. Chevron gained 11% in a single day of trading, adding $35 billion in market cap alone.
Let's go back real quick, y'all. I apologize.
acknowledge this has nothing to do with freedom and democracy for the Venezuelan people. The U.S. government could care less about these people and have been crystal clear their primary interest is in fact the oil. But there is another layer to this complex situation, and let's explore this together. Senator Elizabeth Warren shared this tweet, which gives us some insights. I just left the Venezuela briefing. It's worse than you thought. Oil company executives seem to know more about Trump's secret plan to run Venezuela than the American people. And this is another major problem.
So that lets you know that the whole time, Trump was doing this for money, doing this for oil. Check this out. It's some information he said, but I don't want to play the whole thing. He says, the U.S. stock market benefited from the Venezuela oil theft. These are kind of my words. Chevron stock went up 11% in 1 day of trading, adding $35 billion in market cap alone. Now I got to go to James and I'm going to close out. Like I said, I want to make this long, but you can see that China's really going to stir up things because China ain't going to be hurting. People, remember. You remember BRICS. BRICS. That's an acronym, people. That is in opposition to the IMF. The IMF is also an acronym. International Monetary Fund. Monetary goes back to money. Like you have foreign exchange rates. Like if I was to convert 5 pesos to $1, shit, it might be like 50 cents or something. I don't know. I'm just saying in general. Not to be degrading. But understand, the IMF and the BRICS are pretty much in opposition right now. IMF is pretty much under the the EU, the European states, and NATO, all the smaller countries who can't really fend for themselves, who America said will defend you if you get attacked by our enemies. Who are who? I don't know. Countries not a part of NATO. I don't know. China, Russia, Iran. Now you see why they're enemies, because they said it wasn't gonna lay down. I mean, get down, like State Property said. Get down and lay down. China, Russia, and Iran, like, hell no, we're not doing that. So that's why they deem them as enemy, because they didn't lay down like everybody else did. But nonetheless, let me get back to it. America is through, y'all. This is James chapter 5, verse 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupt, and your garments moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is canker, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. That's why I brought this out. Because World War III is in the Bible, y'all. Thermonuclear warheads, all of that is in the Bible. Okay? Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. Now, notice how I said World War III is going to be is in the Bible. I'm going to pull out one little verse. I want you to let this sink in. I'm going to Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. This is enough. There's plenty of verses in here, but I'm just going to use this one now so you can understand. I'm going to use this one so you can understand. This is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. Is it 6? Verse 5. My apologies. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. What's a prime example? Movies, great movies, like Gladiator, Troy, right? Braveheart. Those were movies where it says, what did it say? For every battle of the warriors with confused noise. What's confused noise? Cling, cling. You got swords and shields clashing. Ding. You got horses neighing. You got men screaming. Ah, some men are crying. Oh, that was battle. Guerrilla warfare. Hand-to-hand combat. Not playing Call of Duty halfway across the world, dropping bombs on innocent people in the Middle East or somewhere. Right? Listen to this part, y'all. But this shall be with burning in fuel of fire. That's in the Bible. So every battle on earth has been what? With men going up against men, not men with machines like America having the artillery and the machinery technology to go against these smaller countries or more militarily inadequate countries. But the Lord said this is going to be with fuel of fire. And it's going to go back to Revelation, the 17th chapter, man. China is going to stir up World War III. Moab, who the Chinese are in the Bible, is the Lord's washpot. To do what? To clean up this mess over here. The first cleaning agent the Lord used was water. What's the second cleaning agent according to 2 Peter 3? Fire. Lord gonna cleanse your ass with fire. Rightfully so. With his righteous indignation. So China will stir World War III because China really got the ball in their court. They're talking about how China's been hurt because of Venezuelan oil. Man, China is 80% energy deficient. And the 20% that they import, only 2% come from Venezuela. What are you really hurting? Right? America's going to be left out on the island, everybody. I'm telling you. The world is going to come against America according to Revelation, the book of Revelation, all right? But anyhow, with that being said, I truly pray that the elect was edified and fed. Stay in the spirit, don't fear it, just endure it. Ask for forgiveness, pray without ceasing, stay humble, remain diligent. Allah, shalom.